All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Can you hear me? Give me a thumbs up or something. Perfect. Okay, so tonight, the purpose of tonight is to give you, just to go over those student teaching documents that are gonna be required of you, that are gonna be due, by October 15th. So I sent everybody out an email earlier this morning that gave you a little bit of background information and gave you some documents in terms of the list of what's required, the PDF of your medical exam form, and then how to register for your Identigo background check. And you'll notice also in that email, there was a service code list. So each district has its own unique service code. So you will use that when you're going to schedule for your background check. If your district service code is not on the list, you'll need to call the board office for your first choice district and get that service code from them. I try to update them as they come in throughout the last few semesters, but obviously sometimes we have new districts that people have not student taught in, so I don't have that code on the list. So the first thing I want to show you guys, and let me go ahead and share my screen, is how you will go into TaskStream in order to upload the majority of these documents. So are you guys seeing the TaskStream screen?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, so when you guys log in, so I'm just going to log in as I use EKU Student Teaching in order to approve your guys' forms. But when you log in, you will scroll down to the bottom where it says enroll into a program and enter the code. And that in your email that I sent earlier this morning, teach capital F24 is your code to enroll into this program on TaskStream to be able to upload your documents. So you'll just put in teach F24, hit search, and then enroll into that. So let me go back out because I'm already enrolled. So let me show you what it looks like in terms of what you're going to upload. Yours will look a little bit different than mine because I'm going to see everybody's versus you guys are just going to see you. So these under student teaching form submissions, these are the items that you are required to submit by October 15th. Ignore obsolete requirements. Those are old. Don't need those anymore. So the first one is your general medical TB risk assessment. So again, in the email that I sent this morning, there is a PDF of this. You will need to go to either your primary care doctor, or you can go to the clinic on campus and get this completed. So I'm gonna share a different. Okay, so this form, once it's completed, this form you will email to EKU Student Teaching at eku.edu, but you will log under the EKU medical form on TaskStream. You will mark yes that you have submitted that to that email address. So let me pull up that form because I want you guys to pay attention. So if you'll notice, your physician or nurse practitioner, whoever does your assessment, if they say that you are negative to be at risk for TB, you do not need a TB skin test. The only way you need a TB skin test is if they say you are positive to be at risk. So unless it's positive, this is the only form I need emailed to the EKU Student Teaching at eku.edu, and that's at the bottom. And again, these are all gonna be due October 15th. Your next form is your Identigo background check, and that is scheduling that. So again, use that service code list and those directions that are in the email I sent this morning, and go ahead and sign up for that. If the service code for your district is not on the list, you'll reach out to the board office to get that service code. And you'll schedule this, and what I need uploaded to TaskStream under that section is the service summary, which is essentially your receipt that you signed up for it. The actual result will not come to myself or to you. It will go directly to your district, and your district will alert me if there is any issue. It is $51.25 for this background check. So again, a copy of the proof that you have initiated and signed up for it is what is due by October 15th. The next item is your central registry check, your CAN check, which you guys have completed before a couple of times back in 100, and then when you got admitted to the program at the 300 level. So again, you need to complete another one of those. There's the links in here to follow for the instructions. It's the $10. Make sure that on the second page of that electronic form that the address that you're using is your Board of Education's address, not mine, not Professional Education Services. So once you get your results in, just like you did for 300, you'll download it into a PDF, and your results are what you will upload to TaskStream. Next is liability insurance. You guys are required to have liability insurance while you're student teaching, and it does not cost anything. You can either go through KEA or CAPE. There's links for both, and just sign up as a student membership, the Aspiring Educator membership. And if you upload proof of being an aspiring educator or having a student membership, that is your proof of having liability insurance. Just make sure that your the enrollment as a aspiring educator or a student membership is good through May 8th, which will be the end of your student teaching. So we just want to make sure that that is going to be, that's going to follow you all the way through for this whole academic year. Next is the KBT Promoting Positive Behavior Certificate. Through this link, you will do, you'll go through a PowerPoint, and then at the end of that module, you'll be given a certificate that you can download for promoting positive behavior, and that certificate is what you download as a PDF and put into TaskStream to satisfy that requirement. Next is KFETS. So what I want you to do is just log into your KEX, I guess it used to be KFETS, now it's called KEX, but log into your account on EPSB for that, and just take a screenshot of your current hours, and they should at a minimum currently show 120. Obviously you guys are working on your 80 hours that are due currently. For those of you guys that are in MAT, that may just be 40, depending on what level you're in. But I just need to see that you have a minimum currently 120 hours logged into KEX. Again, all of these are due by October 15th. Next is your praxis section. So as I stated during the meetings that we had previously, you guys are required to sign up for your praxis exams and take them prior to student teaching. So what I need you to do by October 15th is just to have signed up for them. You're going to upload those receipts where you have signed up for your exams. That includes your PLT and your content. So if you're, for example, an elementary ed LPD, you'll need to sign up for your PLT, your elementary multiple subjects, and your special education. And new this year is a new requirement for you elementary majors. You all are also required to take the teaching, reading, literacy elementary exam, which is test code 5205. So that is another one that you need to have signed up for to take prior to student teaching. So all of those, again, you need to have your receipts where you were signed up, logged on, and submitted to Tastrium by October 15th. Make sure that when you're signing up for ETS for these exams, that you are instructing ETS to send the scores to both EKU, our code is 1200, and EPSB, their code is 7283. And also making sure that you're putting in your social security number when signing up for the exams. The reason I have that highlighted is if you don't do this, you may have to pay to have the results resent. And if you have to pay to have them resent, ETS charges you $50 more. So please make sure when you sign up that you're putting that information in. That is the last item on, those are the last of the items on Tastrium. Number 8, you probably you may have gotten an email today or sometime this week, it'll be from my GA about, she put you into the team's job posting. It's a listserv that we have that anytime there is job openings around the state, we go in and put that in just so you guys are aware of, you know, what's currently available, what's needed, what is an immediate need in any district. And you'll be able to check that. You know, even upon graduation, I think you get to keep your EKU email for certain, I think at least for like 6 months or so after you graduate. Make sure that you guys are keeping a copy of all of these items for yourself. Just because when you get hired, if it is a district that you that you student taught in, or maybe even if it's not, and they may be willing to take some of these documents, and then you wouldn't have to pay again. So just always make sure that you're keeping a copy for yourself as well. The next thing I want to draw your attention to is mandatory meeting dates that will be for you guys this semester. The first, Wednesday, December 11th. It's on Zoom. That's our day 1 seminar. So that'll be all day long over Zoom. It covers a lot of the required trainings that you guys have to have before you go into the classroom, confidentiality, ethics, school safety. So again, it is a requirement. So make sure you go ahead and note that down in your calendars so that you will be able to be available that day for that Zoom. The next required day that you will come back to, you actually come back to campus is Monday, March 3rd. And that's seminar day 2. That is from 8 to 4. It's in the Perkins building. It's a kind of a really exciting day because we do mock interviews in the morning. We have different breakout sessions. We have a job fair where like 30 some districts come and you're able to go around and talk with them, and potentially even we've had people get hired, have on the spot job offers. So I always tell you guys to make sure that you're bringing your resumes to that as well. And then the last mandatory meeting is Thursday, May 8th, which is the exit seminar. So you'll finish up student teaching on the 7th of May, and then you'll come back to campus on the 8th from 8:30 to noon, also in Perkins. And it's more of a celebration. We just have you guys share with us if you've gotten a job. We have some first-year teacher advice from some of our current alums. I have you guys give some advice to incoming freshmen, and then we do like a breakfast. So again, for those 3 dates, please make sure that you're going ahead and putting those down in your calendars so that you are able to come, because we do have those as mandatory meetings. So that is actually what I have for you guys in terms of what I wanted to talk about tonight. The biggest thing is just these documents, ensuring that you guys are knowing which documents you have to have, and the fact that, those are due by October 15th. The way it works is this week, I will start reaching out to your first choice districts, for placements. And as I get those in from the districts, if all of your documents are in, I will send you an email with your placement. But I will not release placements if your documents are not fully in, if you don't have them all completed. Now, having said that, you may get your documents in before I get your placement. Typically, districts get them back to me by mid to late October, but I always do have some straggler districts that I have to helm. So, if you do have all your documents in and you haven't gotten your placement email, please know that it's because I haven't gotten your placement yet, because I promise you, if you have your documents in and I've gotten it, I will send them out, ASAP. What questions do you guys have for me?
I have a question on the praxis.
Yes.
Okay, so I know we take the 5205. Can
Mhm.
do you have numbers for the others?
So when you go into ETS to sign up, you'll go down to what your concentration is, and it will tell you what you need to take. The reason why I don't give numbers is because they change periodically, and I don't want to tell someone wrong and they take the incorrect test that EPSB will no longer accept. I know 5205 is correct because that just came out and that's what we were directed from EPSB. But everything else, go through ETS, go down to Kentucky, the Kentucky requirements, look for your program concentration, and that's the test you sign up for, is what is required for your program.
Okay, can I ask you one more question?
Mhm.
It's about the praxis. So 5205, you said PLT, content area, elementary, multiple subjects, and there was a fourth one. I think you said
Well,
something about
I
special
was
ed.
giving an example if somebody was special ed. So again, it's everyone except for if you're IECE, you're not required to take a PLT, but everybody else is. So you'll have a PLT, whatever your content area is, and then if you're elementary, you have to do the elementary teaching reading exam.
Thank you.
You do not have to pass the praxis to student teach. You just have to take it prior to student teaching. And for all of you guys that are elementary, you do not have to pass this new teaching reading exam to even get certified. This year, they are allowing it's just taking it. This year, they're going to develop a baseline for what that cut score is going to be. So you just have to take it. You don't have to pass it. But everything else you have to pass to get certified, but not that one. So when you reach out to your board office, or look up your board office for your CAN, I would go and look there. I would Google the board office and look up the email and the address to send and put on your CAN check. Some of you do have specific directions for your particular counties, and I've already sent those. So if you have not received a specific county email from me, then your district doesn't have anything extra you have to do, but some of you guys do have some extras, and I sent those out. I think this morning as well.
I have a quick question. I'm option 9, so I've already done the background check, CAN check, everything for my district. Do I just go ahead and send like what I already have done, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Any of you guys that are option 9, which means you guys are already working in your district, go ahead and just put what you've already done. Let's see, look at the. I'm not really sure, Nikki, what you're asking in the chat about 15 clinical days in addition to student teacher. Nikki, are you still on?
Yeah, sorry, I was trying to unmute my mic. in the PowerPoint, it said for elementary methods, 15 clinical days.
Oh, no, that's methods. This is-
Okay.
No, that's just for this.
Okay, I didn't know if that was
Yeah.
pertaining to the master students too.
No, 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 no.
Okay.
That's, so student teaching for you guys, it's 70 days in the classroom. So you won't log your hours anymore in KEX. You'll have an attendance calendar that you submit at the end of each month. And, during day one, I'll go over that and give you guys the template to that. But you don't have to go through KEX after this semester. I will be sending, so I'm recording this PowerPoint, this Zoom. So I'll send out, the link to this tomorrow so that you guys can also, refer back to this if you need it. Yes, if you go on, the emails that we've sent out previously through CCAC, they allow you to get reimbursed for up to 1 exam. So if that's something, so if you haven't already been reimbursed, I think this year you can get reimbursed for 1 exam. And let me make a note that I'll go ahead and put that link in the email that I send to you all tomorrow too. And then something else that I added recently, I think I added it last week. If you guys look in your Blackboard shells, there is about 4 or 5 different links for free Praxis prep. So make sure that you guys are using that. You know, it's free to use. There's several different websites and also EKU libraries that have, you know, practice exams, and so that you guys can use that before you take your Praxis exams. Let's see. If you've already taken your Praxis, any of those Praxis exams, you can upload copies of your score report, and that will be in place of your registration for it. Yes, the student teaching stipend. So again, like I was telling you guys, so I send a report next semester. I think it's due by March 1st. I'll try to send it early because I've learned this semester that if I send it early, then they go ahead and process. So earlier. So, but the requirement is you have to be a Kentucky resident. And by Kentucky resident, when you were admitted to EKU, that is determined whether or not you were a Kentucky resident. If you were admitted as an out-of-state student, you do not qualify for this student teaching stipend. But if you are a Kentucky resident, make sure that your current address is correct on file. Go ahead and, if it isn't, work with Big East Central to get that updated, because the stipend gets mailed to your address that's on file that I provide to KHEAA. And it was determined for this academic year, the stipend is going to be $4,700. So that came out last week. So again, you have to be a Kentucky resident in terms of when you were admitted to the college through FAFSA and through the financial aid office. And please make sure that your address is current on file with EKU. If you guys that are currently MAT, if you transition to option 6, you don't worry about your days because you're the teacher of record and you know, you don't have to keep track of anything. So you just need to let me know if that happens. So I know that you no longer need to do these documents. You no longer need to attend those meetings because option 6 is different. So for you MAT people, if something changes, let me know immediately. The student teaching stipend does not have any requirements. That one is strictly, you have to be a Kentucky resident and be enrolled in student teaching for an initial certification. The other one, the loan forgiveness program. That one is the one that if you apply for it through KHEAA, that you have to, again, you have to be a Kentucky resident. And if you take the money, any semester you take the money, you have to teach in a Kentucky public school for a year. Otherwise, you have to pay the money back. If that's something you're interested in, TLEL and Kirsten Daughtery, the AA for TLEL, she sent that email out a few weeks ago. And if you cannot locate that email, you can reach out to her on that. And I'll put her email in the just one person. Okay, yeah, so that's her email if you did not receive that email regarding that that application, and that's done through KHEAA. But she sent the email with the link and the and what it looks like in terms of some screenshots. The Lois, the money is being sent, it's going to be mailed out for this semester, the end of this week, beginning of next week. So let's say then, if it holds to form, you guys would get it mid to late February during your semester. Yes, if you do if you guys apply for that loan forgiveness program, you can apply for it during your student teaching semester too. So you can get both that and the student teacher stipend. You can get both. I think that's all the questions in chat so far. Any other questions?
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I know I've heard some people like from student teaching in the past say that we will come back earlier from the regular Christmas break up.
Yes.
And like, are you able to tell us like, will we be going like Monday through Friday, or like will it be like certain days of the week? Are you allowed?
Okay, so you will do exactly, you will go the exact same days that your cooperating teacher goes. So you will go every single day they go, including the professional, if they have any professional development before the students start back at the beginning of the semester, you will attend those too. So the majority of you guys, where it's spring, you know, if your school starts on January 2nd, January 3rd, that's when you're starting. Your spring break is your district spring break, not mine, you know, not EKU's. So you follow your district calendar. But no, you go Monday through Friday, you go every single day and you're there all day, every day with your cooperating teacher. The KHEAA loan forgiveness money, I don't know when they're processing that. That's not done through my office. They just, you know, I don't send anything for that. So I don't know when they will be handling that money.
When does
I only deal with the actual student teacher stipend during the student teaching semester. And so for you guys, if it holds to form like it did this semester, you guys would get your check in the mail mid to late February. No, again, you don't submit hours during student teaching to KFETS. You have an attendance calendar that you submit at the end of each month, and I will go over that during the day one seminar. And there's a template that I will provide you guys.
When do we start student teaching? I know you just said we go back, like we come back earlier than
you start the day that your teachers report. So if your CT starts back on January 2nd, that's when you start.
Okay, so we go back whenever their Christmas break ends.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
The first day that your teacher reports back to school is when you start. And once you get your placement email, you'll be reaching out to your teachers that you're placed with, and they will go over, you know, the start dates with you of when for their particular district. Any other questions? All right, so if you don't have any other questions, you're free to go. I'll stick around and answer any questions that anyone has. But otherwise, if you're good, you're free to go. And I will send out an email tomorrow with the link to this, Zoom. And, and then the reimbursement for CCAC, for one of your praxis exams. I'll put that in the email as well.
Randy, I have another question.